Hey everybody, Angelina County and beyond. Thanks for the guys that actually listen to these videos from far away. Appreciate you. Matter of fact, everybody knows that if you're an auditor or you're wanting to get the message out about civil rights, anything like that, just all you gotta do is just share and let me know who you are, and I'll post your stuff as well. That's how things work. Anyway, it's 12:43 p.m. at 9:50. It's 9/15/2024 for those of you who are time stamping. Well, let's lead off. We actually have. I saw it today that we have another death in a jail, Smith County Jail. And I'm trying to pull this up here. Me and computers, we don't get along very well. I'm old school, man. I'm old school. I don't have those new cell phones or whatever. So anyway, Tyler, Texas. A gentleman was, well, there's a lawsuit being filed in the district court, the Eastern District Court, which we have, Angelina County has cases that are to be heard as well on 2 deaths in a case in Angelina County. We also have a major civil rights investigation going on, or filed. It's filed underneath Tyler Lopez, and that case is still going on. We are waiting, kind of waiting on the court to make some decisions to move that case forward. But we don't want to rush them, because the fact is we don't want to piss them off, because if it piss them off, then they'll just deny everything. Won't take a look at all the information. But there have been continued motions filed on this case, and seems to be moving forward, just not fast enough. Anyway, so in Smith County Jail, this individual, there's a 56-page document that 24-year-old Devontae Valentine was required to take steroid medication. Now, this steroid medication kept him alive. It doesn't actually say, basically, he had died of congenital adrenal hyperplasia. It's a rare genetic disorder. And whenever he was taken into custody, his loved ones found out that he was in custody, and they physically went down there personally and gave the medication to the jailers. And they said, look, he has to have this, or he's going to die because of this disorder. So they were aware. Now get this. The jailers, okay, instead of taking the medication to the medical personnel and explaining to them the search situation, or the medical personnel coming out and talking to the family, never happened. What happened to the medication? They put it in his property, which is locked up. It wasn't logged in the system. It was not duly noted that he needed to have this medication, even though the medical personnel were aware, because you have to be intake when you go into medical. They actually have to look at you. You believe. But this didn't happen. So now we keep getting questionable deaths, and this is in Tyler. We keep getting questionable deaths in Angelina County, and these can be prevented. These can be prevented, and it's the responsibility of the jailers or the jail personnel to actually provide safety and the general requirements to keep this individual alive. These individuals were all arrested for misdemeanors. Okay, public intoxication. Okay. Now, for the Christian community here, oh, that's still oh my God, he's public. In the real world, where we really live, is like, you know what? After 3 or 4 days of working your ass off and this damn heat, it's pretty easy to go down on Friday afternoon after you get off work and just have a few drinks. But apparently that's illegal, and the arrest was public intoxication. It's what they were brought in for. Now, the reason why public intoxication is such a big deal, I mean, you're out there. Basically, what it means is you're out there showing your ass. You got drunk. You're showing your ass. People complain about you, and they take you in. It's a misdemeanor. But in these cases, it costs deaths to these individuals. Be advised that these individuals are not or have not been convicted of a crime. They're detainees waiting for our justice system for due process to actually be charged with this crime, to get proper representation, to be able to do everything that's afforded by our Constitution of the United States. Now, don't get it twisted, okay? We are receiving much fight back from our Attorney General, because the fact is that he knows. Here's the reason: he knows that this could blow up. He does not want this information to get out about the deaths and people in jails, because it'll identify what? It'll identify a pattern. What is this pattern, one might ask? This pattern is that we do not have trained personnel, or we do not have personnel that are working that actually give a crap. That scares me. We have rules and regulations put down by with Texas Commission on Justice Enforcement. KECO is what it's basically said. But anyway, they actually provide guidelines. The state of Texas provides guidelines. Part of these guidelines state that these individuals who are hired on need to be trained, not just one class. They need to get refresher training to encompass all the laws that have changed, to be explained to them what the laws is, and basically told, well, you could do that. Now you can't do that. Or when you do this now, there is a procedure. So you have to be explained the procedures that are prescribed by law. We don't do that. Right now in Angelina County, I know for sure, but in many counties, in order for you to apply restraints, you have to have a certificate that you took a class and were instructed by a trained personnel on how to actually issue restraints. You also have to have a class on deadly force. All of your duties that you actually perform, the state of Texas has guidelines on how you perform it. Why did we do that? Because the fact is, even though you would think even though the general consensus around the world is that, you know what, you got arrested for something, so you're scum of the earth, you're whatever. I don't care what you're charged with or whatever. If you're innocent, proven guilty, whatever, you're in jail because you belong to be in jail because they said so. We've already got it. We've already got them guilty before they even had a trial. That speaks a lot about the community. It speaks a lot about the community, because the fact is that's how people are judged around here. But now we have another lawsuit. It's in Tyler, but the similar case scenario. It involves medical personnel. It involves them being able to check on an individual, the time frame you check on an individual. It involves proper protocol and a set pattern of the way we do things. And it is instructed by these employees that you have to do these things in a fashion that's according to law. And it hasn't been doing that. In Angelina County, for example, we have bought a boat. Okay. We bought a boat because Sam Rayburn is so big that we don't have access to any mercy personnel or whatever. It's not our job. County does not assume that responsibility, because the fact is we have a rapid deployment force based out of Jasper, Texas. That is on Sam Rayburn, who are responsible for that. They train members to actually go retrieve a body or rescue a person and preserve the evidence. There are medical personnel on board. There are individuals who have been trained how to actually perform recovering a victim so you don't mislead evidence or you don't lose evidence or whatever. These are the trained professionals. What we don't understand in Angelina County is if you send an individual out with a boat who's not been properly trained, even though it's the sheriff's department, we don't even know if he can drive the boat, first of all. But second of all they're doing is they're saying, well, we're just going to go out there and retrieve a dead body. Well, there might be some life-saving tips there too. Rapid water training actually includes many scenarios of how you would rescue an individual in many different scenarios. This is why we have this organization, to keep counties from doing stupid shit and not allowing them to do their job and provide evidence to the Texas Rangers, because they can actually start finding out how they did this. Who would want to circumvent that? Obviously, Angelina County. Now we've got jail expansion. We're paying for that. We can't really get a termination because I guess we've been approved for $16 million. Now they're saying we want to use $10 million. We're going to use the rest of the money for county offices, for a park. Who knows? Because whatever's on the agenda, there's only a few people that get up there and get ready to explain it, but they don't give the public enough time to ask questions. And when you go up there and ask questions, you're not going to get any answers. They don't have to respond to you. But if you do go address your concerns to the county commissioners, you may feel like they're not going to do nothing. They're not going to do this. I'm wasting my time. Everybody's been trying. No, here's what it does. Is that it puts you on record, okay, of making this complaint. This way, they can't never say they didn't receive this complaint. They can avoid. They can't claim plausible deniability. Second of all, it's on radio recording. And individuals like myself, we save those. We save them. We save the video because it's good practice, because the fact is you can actually tell whenever they say something 3 months ago and then they're crawfishing and saying something. Okay. It gives me a good idea of where your mindset is if you're a county commissioner. So, the investigation is going on in Tyler, but here's where we stand on the 2 deaths at Angelina County. They're trying to close the books on them because of the fact is that here is the kicker. I keep going over and over this. I can't stress this enough. The Texas Rangers were supposed to issue an investigation into these deaths. The Texas Rangers did not conduct a full investigation. They took the statement from Sheriff Selman, put it in their report, and allowed Angelina County to investigate itself. We know this because the Texas Rangers interviewed no one. Selman never interviewed anyone. Will not release the videotape. And why? Because the fact is that what he said and what he's done, 2 different things. I don't give a rat's ass, because the fact is that if somebody dies in a county facility that we're providing taxes on and putting money into, that's public information. We need to know how this institution runs, even if it's your jail. And if you don't want us to know, then why don't you stand in front of a picture giving us the full layout of the jail with the expansion? How does our district attorney, how does our attorney general get to make that decision? The attorney general issues an opinion based on the case presented forward. In other words, you put a freedom of information request in, and they look at it and say, well, no, we're not going to give them that. Until by the time what we're going to do is we're going to state cases. We're going to send it to the attorney general. At that time, he reads that one. He reads what the county clerk or county attorney or the district attorney. He said, okay, you prefaced all the laws. Okay, fine. But they don't know the other side of the story. They don't know. You never told the other kind of story. Now, you can appeal, but when you appeal, it goes to the OIG. So this problem starts with our attorney general's office. Because the fact is that they do not want you to investigate the jail system. The reason why is because what will all be found out. They're still covering up the issues of 12 individuals who died in Harris County last year for the heat wave. And there's many cases where people have died or have been crippled or beaten up, whatever. We still have one in Nacogdoches where they came out, they beat the shit out of the guy, came out, gave him a shot, and he went into seizure. Thank you, Mr. Attorney General. At least we got the video. But even on obtaining a video, public opinion is nothing. Okay. I don't care because you know what? Hey, it's not me. I like to think in a different pattern. The fact is that if it's happening to someone else, and I don't notice it, I don't say anything, and I don't bring it to people's attention, when it happens to me or my loved ones or someone that I care about, there's nobody around. And that's what they practice. Delay, deny, and hope the issue dies. But in Angelina County, that's very difficult because we've had 2 deaths in a year's time frame. And in 2022, we just settled a lawsuit for $476,000 for Ms. Hartman, who died for the conditions in the jail. She died of pneumonia. Now we have different stories coming from the trustees. We have different stories coming out, double checking the statement that was made. And in this statement, he said he did not want to release information because he did not want anyone investigating this, private parties investigating this, people asking questions. He did not want that. He came and made a statement, and he wasn't even there. Never interviewed anybody. Now, is our county commissioners aware of it? Yes. Because I gave them all a chance to come clean. I sent a freedom of information request on all the any reports or any electric media that was transpired between the sheriff and the county commissioners explaining this issue. You would think that these county commissioners would ask, what the hell happened? And to cover their ass, they'll be like, okay, I'm going to need to see that report. I'm going to need to see 2 of these reports because we got a problem here. We got 2 people dying in the jail that we've just authorized another extension on, that we're going to build more beds on there, and we can't even take care of the ones we have in jail now. So if we double the amount of people that we incarcerate, what percentage of those people are going to die because of negligence? It remains to be seen. But there is an issue here that we have to address. The public needs to be addressed and to be aware of how they're correcting the issues to ensure that it won't happen again, what steps they're taking place to ensure that this doesn't happen again, and also provide the public with the information that they may need to enhance training or identify the problem. Because once they identify the problem, then they can come to us and they can honestly say, look, we're short on money because the fact is that we need to properly train these people, whatever. We can buy that. We could buy that as a community. But now you see every month, we see money transferred from one account to another account to the county jail. What for? Why are you? Oh, because of the shortfall. Okay, well then explain it to me like a 3-year-old. How come can we keep falling short? And you just now created a budget supposed to encompass all those fees. We can't increase. Fees should be about the same, because the fact is we can't increase our we're full capacity right now. Well, maybe it's because of this. Maybe because we decided to buy a boat. Maybe we put money up for an electric charger at our police station. It's the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life. How many electric cars do people in Texas use? How many electric cars do we have on the police force? And then who is going to be responsible for that electric car or for that electric car charger? Do you have to pay? Where does that money go? Too many unanswered questions. Now we're keeping going flip-flopping on the amount that it's going to cost us for the extension. Somewhere in there, we got it approved for $16 million alone. And they can't figure out what they're spending on. The original bid was $13.5 million. All right, okay. Y'all gonna do that for $13.5? Okay, whatever. Then it came out, well, you know what? It's gonna be more than that, because now we're gonna fix the roof. They're trying to get it up to the $16 million because the fact is the bid came in lower. Good, the bill came in lower. Go with the lower bid, or go with the bid of the people who are qualified and can pass state inspections on. They're not behind on any of their taxes or anything. That has to be done for our contractors. Has it been done? I don't think so. But see, here's the thing is I'm saying I don't think so because they won't tell us. So my mindset is like, if they won't tell us something, then I have to assume that they haven't done so. And this is the oversight that communities need to use, because the fact is, just because somebody says something does not necessarily make it true. So we're spending out money. A $40,000 boat. Did you realize how much training that could provide? That is a year's training that will cover the cost of 5 years of training and refresher training for all of our jail personnel. And then we still got money left over. When we're setting the budget, there should be an item for training, to train these individuals that they're currently actually administering the laws that are approved by the state of Texas, because everybody knows these laws change all the time, especially when we're dealing with prisoners, because the fact is that we have a problem with people dying in jail. So this case in Tyler, I know it doesn't affect Angelina County. You think it doesn't affect Angelina County. However, the fact is, yes, it does. Because it's being heard in the same courtroom. It's not being held in a county court. It's being held in a federal court. The same court. The same court who these individuals are very intelligent, and they're going to say, you know what, I noticed a trend here. So it's in their best interest that they need to go ahead and start releasing information that they have to cover their own ass. Because if it is these individuals who have civil lawsuits against them in Angelina County, every day that goes by, the price we're going to have to pay for that goes up. Because the damage done by Angelina County, it just keeps getting worse every day. So we don't even know how much these things can be settled for, because the county has no stance. They have no case. They have no case because the fact is they cannot deny the fact that somebody died in their jail. 2 people died in their jail. They didn't get an investigation by the Texas Rangers because it was an exact same copy of the one produced by Selman, and it was actually not true because the evidence was not collected at that time. At that time, Mr. Smallwood's cell was being ordered to be cleaned up because of the blood inside the cell. We don't mention none of that. How do we know that? Because people who witnessed it were there. They were in there, and they're like, God dang, they're killing this person. That was a quote from one of the individuals. I've said it many times. He was coming to get his hair cut. He saw all this brouhaha going on or whatever. Of course, people ask him, say, hey, what's going on out there? What are we doing? Man, they're killing the dude, man. None of these individuals were interviewed. Angelina County thinks that transparency is what they decide is transparent or not. They believe that they can actually pick and choose what they disclose and what they don't disclose. It's a good old boy network, man. We're not going to tell the public everything. We're not going to tell them everything. We're going to give them just enough to appease them so they don't really know the real deal. And that right there, not only is it illegal, but it's just morally incorrect. And that has to stop. Keith Wright said, we need to go ahead and start thinking for the future. We need to start thinking about this or whatever. Okay. We cannot move forward in the future if you do not tell us exactly how you're running your government now and what changes are going to be from your side. From your side. What is the answer? We identified a problem. People are dying in our jail. What is your answer? What are you going to do to advanced education? No, we're going to have a group. We're going to have a group meeting. What are we going to do here? So because there's three people. There's one case already been decided. Now there's another two cases that are actually waiting. We got another third case that's actually going to question the jail as it is or as it was then. Breaking civil rights, the due process, or whatever. So with this being said, how long are we just going to keep taking the bait and trusting these individuals that what they say is true? I guess the question is, how many people have to die in this jail from this procedure, from these type of procedures, before we take notice, before we are allowed to ask questions? I know many in Angelina County, they're like, well, he must have done something wrong. He came from the wrong side of the tracks or whatever. Yeah. Well, who died and made you boss? The good Lord has that final judgment. You do not. You do not get to pick and choose what affects a person's life. You do not get to pick and choose, because it is written, thou shalt not kill by any means necessary. So it's a short video. I hope everybody will share this or whatever. I make videos, and then it's like, I do my research and stuff like that, and I come down to it. I'm like, I just got to make a video on this, because the fact is that it gets in my brain housing group, and it's like, man, it's like the puzzle just starts, more pieces of the puzzle keep coming in, and it's like, God dang it, I keep waiting for somebody to say, oh, you know what? Yeah, that does make sense. Let me do my research and let me find out what I can find out. Or here's what's better. It's because the fact is these situations have happened to somebody in our county or our surrounding counties, and we saw and we witnessed these type of behaviors that happen over and over and over again. Finally, somebody's going to say, you know what? Hell, what are they doing over there? And that is transparency, because when the public asks, what are you doing here? And it's publicly funded. Okay. We have a right to know how you run your business. We do. If my money is going in there, I should be able to know. I should be able to get the standard operating procedures. I should be able to get the logbooks. I should be able to go ahead and double check and see exactly what actually transpired. So then I can present as an informed citizen that this needs to change, What do you need? But when we're only given limited information, no changes to move forward can happen. Because the same bullshit is going to keep happening over and over again. In other words, the same bullshit is going to be ignored, but we're supposed to be moving forward. Meanwhile, we got all this shit over here that's behind us that catches up with us, and we're like, yeah, what about this? You want me to trust you? County commissioners, well, I want you to trust us. We want you to. Oh, you want us to trust us? You want to trust us? You need to trust. He's right. Y'all gotta have to trust us on the roads. Okay, it's been 6 months that he said that. I'm trusting you on the road. But guess what? Only thing that I actually see you spend money on is the airport, electric freaking charging machines at the county jail, and the upgrade of your office spaces and the upgrade expansion to the county jail. That how are we going to pay for that? Oh, here's the deal. Let me break that down for you like shotgun. An inmate today that's in county jail, the figures kind of fluctuate, but anyway, $35 to $45 a day is what the county gets per the state for incarceration. Okay, don't get it twisted. Here's what they're trying to do. Okay, they're trying to add another 250 beds because if they receive individuals from other counties, then they will receive $70 for these individuals. So they're trying to make a profit out of it. But the thing that stands in their way is the fact is that do they have any written agreement with any other county that have made a commitment, say, okay, we're going to send you, we're going to send you X amount of prisoners every month, every quarter. So you can figure your budget. You can figure your budget or put this in your budget. That's what we'll be accountable for. All they have is one guy in a suit and tie get up there and say, yeah, it'll pay for itself. Oh yeah, whatever. Who the hell are you? I don't even know who the hell you are because it doesn't make any sense. Because let me tell you, if you house another individual from another county, another inmate or a detainee from another county, and he comes to Angelina County, is transferred to Angelina County, and he dies in the process, not only do you have a lawsuit from that county, but you also got a lawsuit from the people, the family of the people. Doesn't make any sense. So we're making a decision on some suit and tie guy. I never heard of him. Oh yeah, it's going to pay for it. Oh yeah, it's going to pay for itself. Name me one jail that does this. It's actually profiting. Name me one county. They all want to avoid this situation because the fact is the liability that comes with it. In other words, they want to avoid this situation so the taxpayers doesn't have to pay the burden on lawsuits that will be coming through because we have actually proven that we got a problem in our jail. Until we fix these problems, we don't need no more people coming up in here. We don't need nobody coming to our jail until we fix what's wrong. And I'll guarantee you it's not a boat. It's not an electric charger. Come on, man. So anyway, I'm going to get off this, but anyway, I had to put this out because it's getting stupid now because the fact is we got so many people dying and we got so many people not answering the questions. We got so many people, including the Texas Rangers. Oh, by the way, I did put in a Freedom of Information request to the DPS requesting all of his investigations from 2021 to 2022, 2023, and now up to 2024. I requested all of his investigations that he was involved in. DPS hasn't sent me anything back yet. Now, moving forward, what they're starting to do is that they are starting to charge you for Freedom of Information request. Okay. Starting this. So whenever they do that, ask for an out-of-mind deduction. Okay. Put in the verbiage, look up your Freedom of Information request and look up in your verbiage that you're requesting this information for not for public use. for your own personal information. In other words, you're not getting paid to produce this information. You're not going to get paid X amount of dollars to produce this information. It's going for your own personal use. And so what? Guess what? They can't deny it. If they do, go to you go to OIG, as many places you can go or whatever. And this is what is starting to happen because the Attorney General is getting multiple complaints against Angelina County and the lack of transparency that they are providing. That we're on the radar now. Angelina County is on the radar, and every little thing we do, everything our government does right now, it's under the scrutiny of many people, not just Angelina County. There's a lot of people looking at Angelina County. And that says something in itself, because now, instead of the county individuals actually handling their own business, keeping everything in house, and us correcting the problem here, now the whole state knows that we're crooked. And guess what? They're just sitting back taking notes. So that's just, I'm not warning, I'm not making a threat. I'm just know other people that are like, hey, or they email me, ask questions, what? I'm like, okay. I have no problem sharing information with people outside of my county, because the fact is that that's how change happens. That's how we move forward. We correct what's wrong, and then we move forward. Say, what's next? Keith Wright, our county judge, stated that he will never do anything intentionally to break the law. Nothing intentionally. If he does it, it's by mistake. They forgot to check, they forgot to dot their I's and cross their T's, but they would never intentionally do that. Okay. Mr. Wright, your sheriff, your sheriff is withholding information for that which is illegal. So please tell me which do I believe, Mr. Wright, that you would never intentionally do it, or certain people can intentionally do it and they can get away with it, or we don't intentionally, as long as we don't get caught, we're fine. But if we get caught and we didn't do it intentionally, we're paying you $6,000 a month to make those decisions. If you can't make them, if you can't control your own department heads, and you cannot control your department or the people that you're responsible for, and you cannot explain it to the people what the problem is, then you might be the problem. So anyway, you guys share it. I'm going to share it to my 2 pages. Also on Rumble. I'll share it on Rumble, and also on Twitter. I'll share this as well. At the bottom, I do not have any links to this, but anyway, any more information you need to get, KLTV out of KLTV East Texas. I think they're out of Tyler. I believe they're out of Tyler. They're running this story right now. It will be followed up on Monday. We're at the weekend now, so Fridays take out the trash day for government agencies. Everything they didn't get to address there, then they just throw it. And the Friday, they just throw it for the news to hit Saturday. Why do they do that? Well, because nobody reads the paper on Saturday, so they get to slide stories through. Then they get to say, "Oh well, we published it." That's called take out the trash Friday. You don't get it for Saturday, and then Sunday, people read the news. So news cycle is done, and then all starts over again. So this probably won't. This hit the print today, and it will be followed up on Monday. Matter of fact, there are individuals who are assigned, or not been assigned, but anyway, who are participating in tracking the cases in our Eastern District Court, and they are keeping a watch on what's been filed, the actions that have been taken, or the lack of action that's been taken by the court, because the 5th District, they got kind of reprimanded because the fact is that they took so long during these cases or whatever. I don't know if that's true or not. I just know that they were reprimanded, or some courts said that they were not doing due diligence, and that didn't come from me. That comes from other sources that had made complaints about the 5th District. So I think the 9th District Court was the one who actually called them to the mat. But who knows? So anyway, guys, thank you for your time. And damn, it's still hot out there, ain't it? So that's it from here. Any questions, you can email me at Manutock, MANUTOCK @gmx.com. If you have any questions, concerns, I should leave that. I should leave that website, that email for personal. I use that. That's my personal use. GMX. That's where I handle all my business. Where I get all the emails, so I don't get it mixed up with. You guys know, you get emails. What the hell is this? Whatever. So I keep it categorized, man. Believe it or not, I am organized. But I will say this, and this, I know I'm taking too long, but anyway, I will say this. I'm a dumbass. Okay, I'm a dumbass. You can ask anybody; they'll tell you. Okay, I'm a Marine. I write with crayons. I can't color in between the lines. Okay, I can't. But you put a weapon, I don't miss. Put a weapon in my hand, I don't miss. And I also have been to 2 military organizations who recognize bullshit when I see it. And what do you do when you recognize bullshit? You call out the bullshit, because if you do that, then that's how you affect change. That is how you get things done right. It's called out bullshit. Unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you look at it, a lot of people think, well, you know what? I don't want to be gaslit. I don't want to get put on this list because people won't like me or whatever. I'm beyond that crap. I don't care. Where I come from, it's like, you know what? Hell, I'm just happy to be alive. And I'm not afraid to make sure that people are doing their job, because we are paying them. So, like I said, guys, I'll see you. I'm out. Hey, keep your powder dry, man. Try to get out to the range next week. It's hunt season, and it's like, hey, it's going to get crowded, so get out to the range. I'm not sure when bow season opened up, and I'm not sure when black powder season opens up, but whenever bow season opens up and when black powder, you'll see me out in the woods. So I'll be good out there. And I am looking for, if anybody sees this, I'm looking for a good place for deer processing and also for hog processing. So like I said, it's Manutock, MANUTOCK @gmx.com. I'll be sending you some business, because I need a new deer processor, and I need to cut up some meat, and I'm not good at it. So you guys be good, be careful, and I'm out.